Dun 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 dun. Whip it good. Okay, so terribly sorry. My mic was off when I did this segment, and I don't have that quilt anymore to do another segment. So we got this finished. This is one that the grandbaby and I made together. She has a new cousin coming, not one of my grandchildren, but she wanted to make a quilt. So we went to Joann's again. We got the fabric. We picked out a pattern from a 3-yard quilt pattern, and we put together the top. I made the sandwich and quilted it, and I bound it. So that one is done. Next on the list of things I'm working on is this John Deere quilt. The back is finished, so it's yellow all the way to the edge. It's got 2 strips of these. I cut these 10 because that was what I had. So I cut these 10 by however big I could. So some of them are very large, like, I don't know, 12 inches, and some of them are just a few inches. So these are 2.5-inch strips in between, and then it's yellow again on the other side. Now I did cut this yellow. It was regular 42-inch yardage. I cut it off center because when I put the quilt together, that way if this does not wind up in the center, it's not a big deal. It's intentionally off center instead of just slightly off center, which would be an accident. So this is going to be made into a sandwich and quilted this week, and I will post a little bit on next week's Whip It, but the full reveal won't be until the end of October. Okay, and what I think is probably going to be last on my list for work in progress this week, I have these fat quarters, and I've had them for a while. I don't even remember buying them. That's how long I've had them. So it was 3 sets of fat quarters. 2 of them were the exact same, and then this extra one. And I only need 10 of them, so I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. And then I'm going to use this for the background and possibly the backing. If I do extras of these, then I can use these and this, hopefully, for the backing. I'm not sure if I have enough of that. I know I have enough for the background. So this is next. I'm going to cut this today. I do have to work today, so that might not, I'll probably get it cut. But I am going to cut this today. This is a donation quilt, and I'll explain more about that in the video that I do about this quilt. Funny story here. When I filmed the other 2 segments with the John Deere and the new quilt I'm getting ready to cut, I was thinking yesterday was Tuesday, but yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday, so I actually got more done. So this is quilted, and I have cut the binding for it. It's not sewn together yet or pressed, but it's ready to go on, and the quilt just needs to be trimmed, and I need to put the binding on, and then this gets a done stamp. Woo! Yay! And then I have all of these cut into 2.5-inch strips and sewn together just random haphazardly. They need to be pressed and cut into 6.5-inch strips, and then I'll start cutting the background and start putting them together. I didn't sew all of them together. I cut all of them, but I was like, you know, that's a lot of work for stuff that might be spare. So I'm going to get the blocks together, and then I'll see how many more I need to do the back. So that is it for me for work in progress this week. I know it was finishing up one and working on 2 at the same time, but sometimes I just need the quick, easy, no-think stuff after I've quilted a quilt. The fandom quilt is still in a stack here. That I don't need that finished till Christmas, so I do need to get it finished, but these were more urgent. John Deere I need in October, and this one I need at the beginning of November, so that was more urgent, and that is it for me for Whip It Wednesday. Da -na 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 -na.